yourself for the record.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tremendous presentations here by residents that are directly impacted by this. My hat's off to them. It takes a lot of courage to come here and speak, let alone get as passionate as some of these people have, and rightfully so. I won't get into details as to the streets and everything. You guys should be fully well aware of this. You guys are getting paid at least $30,000 a year to sit here and know this stuff. If you don't, give me your job. I do this all the time and I don't get paid a dime. Local Improvement Program is through the Provincial Local Improvement Program Act, which I should state, if you don't know, is optional. Now what that means, and I don't think that I really need to keep going back to the dictionary, but apparently that's what needs to happen in City Hall, because we did it last year to determine what date meant. I did it this week to determine what power meant. So let's look at what construction means, or reconstruction. When you look at the definition of the Oxford English Dictionary, and I just happen to have it in front of me here, to construct, to build or make something physical, such as a road, bridge, or building. To reconstruct, to construct again, rebuild, or make over. To build, to make something by putting together parts or materials. But to restore, to bring back to a former, original, or normal condition. Now what you need to ask yourselves, in the Local Improvement Program Act, it talks about constructing or reconstructing. It does not talk about restoring. And if you need me to show you the act and show you the section, I would gladly do it. Call me up, you know my number. Now, when we're looking at this, that means this whole project that you know the taxpayers do not want to pay twice for, you know that these kind of projects do not fall under that act. And if you want to go into the act and try and figure out exactly options how to pay for it, under subsection 21, bracket 1, it talks about how to pay for it. You can pay for the entire project, or you can pay for a portion of the project. These poor taxpayers are being told that there's only one option. And thank God there's people out there that are willing to actually look at legislation, because God knows their elected representatives that are getting paid to represent them aren't doing that work.
Point of order.
It's a fact.
He doesn't know what we know.
All right.
If you knew, sir, you would have brought this up.
Mr. Novak, could you just confine yourself to the
yes,
topic
sir.
at hand, and we all conduct ourselves with respect here.
I would ask the same be of Mr. Hinks. Thank you.
Continue, please.
Keep calm. Keep the disrespect down.
Okay. You bring the disrespect and I'll take you to court.
All right, order. Can we continue?
Thank you. The Local Improvement Program should have been applied to, for example, City Square Plaza. Was it? Did we charge the Hills for this development outside of their business? I don't think we did. If we did, that's a lot of money that we lost out on. Council has the options, or actually council is legislated to actually borrow the funds under the Local Improvement Program. But surely you all are aware of this. Only upon municipal board approval are you allowed to put this into the operating budget. So there's an individual in this gallery that had claimed that if we were to fund these projects 100% from the city funds, that, oh, we didn't budget for it. Well, that's good, because in the act it says that you actually have to borrow for it. It doesn't come out of the operating budget. So I guess then that's not a big deal, is it, since we're gung-ho and taking on extra debt. I'm sure $500,000 for the Grant Drive part should be a drop in the bucket compared to our $278 million for the project, the stadium project.
1 minute, Mr. Novak.
And that's in section 42 and 44, just so you can note that for your references. Finally, the taxpayers deserve to see the application that you provided to the Saskatchewan Municipal Board and the approval regarding the November 25th Local Improvement Program that you had added into your agenda on November 25th, 2013. The reason why, if you look through the Local Improvement Program Act, it states that you must apply to the board, and I sincerely hope that you have. I thank you for your time, and I will gladly answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Novak. Are there any questions from council? Seeing none, Mr. Novak, you may
Thank you.
return to the hour. Thank you. Council has